From Paphos, Paul and his companions sailed to Perga in Pamphylia, where John left them to return to Jerusalem. Acts 13:13. I'm here at Perga, just outside the city of Antalya, in present-day Turkey. Perga was the landing point for Paul and his team in 46 AD. Now, we don't know the circumstances, but John Mark almost immediately quit the team and returned to Jerusalem. Some have speculated that there was a strong disagreement. Others have thought maybe it was simply because he was afraid of the wild terrain of Asia Minor or the fierce peoples that were known to live there. Regardless, Paul and Barnabas would continue their mission without him. Perga was originally established around 800 BC. Alexander the Great conquered the city in 333 BC, spreading the Greek language and influencing the locals to identify Artemis as their chief goddess. The earliest Romans came on the scene in 188 BC, and by 43 AD, Perga was the capital and most prominent city of the new Roman province of Pamphylia. Perga was built between the Catarrhates and the Kestris rivers, which are actually much smaller today than they were back then. Silt from the Kestris, deposited at the mouth of the river, has caused the coastline to expand over the centuries. The ruins of the city are now about 8 miles from the coast, which was significantly closer in ancient times. One of the most famous citizens of Perga was Apollonius, a mathematician who lived in the 3rd and 2nd centuries BC. He wrote several books focusing on astronomy and geometry and set the stage for famous scholars such as Ptolemy, Kepler, and Newton. Apollonius of Perga actually named many important math concepts we still use in school, such as the ellipse, parabola, and hyperbola. The crater Apollonius on the moon is named in his honor, so if you happen to be visiting there one day with some friends, you can try to impress them with that little nugget. Excavations here at Perga have revealed a magnificent Roman city, including an acropolis, a large theater seating about 14,000 people, a stadium where athletic games were held, a city gate, and 2 round towers originally built in the Hellenistic period. In typical Roman fashion, this cardo, or main street, running north and south, was about 65 feet wide and lined with colonnades. This cardo also had a deep ditch here in the middle, which functioned as sort of a city sewer system, which doesn't sound all that special to you and me living in the 21st century. But a municipal sewer system 2,000 years ago was a pretty big deal. It made life here in Perga a lot less stinky. This marketplace, or agora, was a huge square, 215 feet long and 215 feet wide, with shops surrounding the perimeter, and a huge circular structure near the center, which seems to have been a fountain. This gymnasium, honoring Roman Emperor Claudius, was newly constructed and probably adorned with statues whenever Paul and Barnabas visited Perga here in the 1st century. They may have even walked through this gymnasium and seen the inscription honoring Claudius above me.